They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to boast. They see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my body, real niggas right beside me. Damn right, I brought my army, going up like a rocket, and can't nobody stop me. These niggas garbage, so watch your mouth, boy. Coming all black, slithering house, call me mouth, boy. I'm off the hip like a cowboy. I'm a king, you should bow, boy. Shorty like, damn, man, you cut up. Nothing I can handle. 144 in the booth, going Rambo. Niggas do you dirty like a stick in a bando. That's why I play the corner like a bum with a banjo. I'ma lead by example. Ooh, keep on sobbing, got this bitch off the hand. Got the juice, got the drip, about to hit the bitch with the salt. It ain't rap, it's assault. Can't taste a bitch unless you with the coke. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. Hey! One way, one way, one way, one way, one way. Coming up on my divorce.
I do it how a veteran be. You better than me. I'm Reggie at the edge of the key. It's all money, no honey. Think you settle and see. You locked up, fucked up, and it's back to the streets. It's One West. You can check the residency. I reside with soldiers died on the soles of their feet. Cause there's death before designer. Ain't no coward in me. Cause I'm cold as a bitch's shoulder. You ain't calling a week. Get the cooking on this beat. Hope you like it well done. Got them killers rolling with me and they all red rum, red rum, red rum. Got you fucking scared some. Get the banging on this beat till my fucking head numb. Black Glock, red drum, black and yellow Air Ones. Homie, you ain't got a vest. I suggest you wear one.
Told these niggas we was going up. They was doing a lot of talking. Now these niggas ain't saying shit.
Feeling like a legend in this shit. Lil nigga, I'm past veteran. Never feeling third. Lil nigga, I'm past second. Guns, I gotta have them all like Ash Ketchum. Shotty break a nigga ribs up like his wife left him. We all steppin'. Kill you with kindness cause I'm dead nice. That 5'7" put you 6 feet, not talking height. That judge giving out 5, but you doing life. These hands are rude GPS. A mean right. That's mean right. We build different, you know the vibes. And we stamped it authentic, we notarized. I keep a 144 because I know a kind. Noah's Ark, you know I'm with animals when we flowing by. We back again, no cap when I'm with Cap again. Yeah, they say they want smoke until we matching them. Everything righteous, so you know when we get back at them, you get hit up with a K, but no acronym.
They say they wanna hear that raw shit. These niggas claiming that they bullshit. These niggas better move and coach shit. As if they make the wrong move and coach shit. You see me, they like, ooh, keep on stopping. I'm on my way up and they ain't gon' stop it. They say they wanna hear that raw shit. Coming up, I'm about to boast.
Shalom, Lord of Christ, Israel. Let's clap it up. It's the Wednesday night class. You know, the Lord, you know, God's laws are food, you know, and which it is, you know. And first of all, I'd like to say, give a big shout out to the Indianapolis camp, to the school in Indianapolis. Right. You know, hey, Captain Compassion and brothers, excellent. You know, I'm honored to call them my brothers, my Adawanium. You know, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai to all the brothers, Yahweh Shemar El Tham, Yahweh Shai to all the sisters, and I am Priest Officer 50 Mawasar, and this is the Wednesday night class. And tonight, the reason I say that God's laws is our food, because it is. We'll never hunger, we'll never thirst. You know, like he said, like Christ said, hey, look, we cannot eat off of bread alone. We cannot just drink water, you know, and just not be thirsty. We got to continue to be thirsty. Right. We need the spiritual food, not just physical food, not just physical drink. We need both. We need the physical and spiritual, you know? And that's why, you know, when Christ was at the well, that's what he was telling that heathen woman, like, hey, look, number one, this ain't even got nothing to do with you people, you know, because these other races, they don't give a damn about us. They don't care about us, Slovakia. They really don't. Because we just had an incident, this past weekend, where this Palestinian terrorist woman, she crashed a car into one of our schools. Like, no, that is not our fight. You mad at the Israelis, fake Jewish people. This is why we have to separate. This is why we can't make marriages with these people. Right. You know, they blaming us for their war. You even had an Israeli high-ranking public official, you know, come out and say, you know, talking about the problem is the blacks and the young black youth in America. What we got to do with you? Not nothing. We trying to raise our own people up. You know what I mean? Get our own people up out of this rut that we're in. Slucky, is there anyone on a conference call? Okay, but yeah, we trying to get our own people raised up. You know, look, this is almost over with. These heathen kingdoms, it's almost a wrap. That's why we cannot be worrying about Thanksgiving coming up, Thanksgiving. We can't worry about that. Forget of Thanksgiving. Forget Christmas and all this Easter and all these other fake holidays. The Most High is against that. Right. And do you know why? Because we'll turn to the water. Because it'll make us turn to it'll make us turn away from the Most High. It'll make us turn away from our power. As a matter of fact, Ra'ai, can you get me that? Okay. As one of the laws, what is it? Deuteronomy 7:3. Because you see how they acting, and you see how wickedly they treating us. You see how they doing. You see how they against us. You see what they're doing to us, right? You can see it every day on the news. I mean, this. No, we can't have this. We have nothing to do with this war that's going on right now. And the Most High is doing this. He gathering all these nations in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, in the Middle East, in Jerusalem, all that. He's doing it for us. Not to show us his power, but to get us out of this slavery also. You know, Christ, he was the greatest sacrifice of all. So we got to do this work. You got to get up here to this ISUPK. You know? You got to be a soldier for him. We got to do right. We got to come together as one. Just like in Zephaniah 2:1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, because we're not desired. These other races, these other nations, they don't care about us. They don't give a damn about us. And you can see it every day. You can see that they don't care about us. You know? Oh, it's a Palestinian woman. She wouldn't crash her car up into one of our schools. That Israeli woman, she wouldn't try to blame the young black youth in America on the war. What that got to do with anything? Y'all way over in the hundreds of thousands of miles in another country blaming us. Right. Come on now. What kind of sense does that make? But yeah, you got that for me out?
Khan, sir.
If you go ahead and read that for me.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son.
Stop right there. Right. Don't make marriages with these other nations. Marry your own. Right. You know, date outside your tribe, not your nation. Because you see what that Palestinian woman did. And all these fake doctrines and worshiping all these fake gods. I know by now everybody has seen it and heard about how that terroristic Palestinian woman crashed her car into one of our schools and how they blaming us. You know, she see the shield of David and she think, oh, Israel, y'all with us. No, we ain't with no Israelis. We ain't with nobody. We for ourselves. We for our people, for our nation, trying to raise our own people up, our own race up, our own nation up. The so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians, who make up the 12 tribes of the real, true Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That's right.
You know? So no, we're not supposed to make marriages. That's one of the laws. Don't make marriages with these people because you see how they're acting towards us right now. And next thing you know, you're going to be wearing them all funny looking clothes and funny looking dresses and beanies and talking, nah, piss on that. Get in the ISUPK. Learn to speak this Hebrew, your true original language. Learn your culture, your nationality, all that. Right here in the ISUPK.
Right.
You know, go ahead.
Come. Nor his daughters shall thou take unto thy son.
Right. And don't take their daughters unto your sons. Don't let your son marry none of them. And don't give your daughters to their men. Especially your daughters, because you know when you give your daughters to their men, you know what happens? The children that she has is not going to be your children. It's not going to be of your nation. It's going to be of their nation. Because the man carries the seed. And that's something you don't want. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Y'all about to show me how to try Brakatha. Chupa Halakha. How you doing?
I'm Tawab, sir. Shalom. Yahweh Shemi Hawashai Barakatah. How about yourself, sir?
Doing good.
Kamal Khan, sir.
Good to see you tonight.
Kamal Khan, sir. Likewise, sir.
Khan. You have any questions, any comments?
La, sir. Sorry for tuning in a little late, sir.
Oh, no, you good. Salaki. You know, we was running late. Salaki for that. But Khan, right. You know, don't give your daughters and your sons to them people. You know, let's build our own nation up. Let's raise our own people up. Because that's what the Most High wants. That's what he don't want. But what he does want is for you to marry your own people.
Right.
We're supposed to be separate. And we was doing good when we were separate.
That's right.
When we were separated back in the 60s, the 50s, the 40s, the 30s, all that. When we were separate, man, we was doing real good. Boy,
Right.
You know, we didn't have to worry about false doctrines. Well, I ain't gonna say that because we didn't know the truth back then. But if we did, we would have been better off. We would have known to stay separate. Salakia. But Khan, you know, look. But what we did have was unity.
That's right.
What we did have was our own towns, our own businesses.
That's right.
Our own airports, all that. We was doing good. Our own baseball team.
Khan.
You know, we was making more money than the Major League Baseball players. You know, they really didn't start making money till we integrated with them, till, you know, blacks started playing in their league.
That's right, sir.
That's when they really started making money. Football, basketball. They didn't start really making money till brothers started playing.
Kamal Khan, sir. Salaki.
Go ahead.
If I may, Adawan. A prime example of that is Colorado College football team.
Right.
Didn't start making money until this year.
Right. You know what I mean?
Kamal Khan.
Because I know the only other time I remember them making money, it was, who was it? Back in like the late 80s, around the early 90s, where they had this brother, what's that brother's name? They had a pretty good team back then. Eric Bieniemy was their running back. There was a brother named Eric Bieniemy. That's the only other time that I've known Colorado to make money. That's the only other time that I've known them to do good. But other than that, nah, it's been decades.
That's
They
right.
they're just now, like you said, you're right. They just now starting to make money. They just now really starting to get on track. But yeah, we got to separate. And see, that's what happens. That separation. We make America great.
That's right.
You know, they talk about, yeah, y'all can go back to Africa. Well, number one, we ain't from Africa. We're not Africans. But if we did leave, what would happen to this country? It would go straight downhill.
Salakia Adawan.
Go ahead.
If I may again, sir, just imagine blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians not representing America in the Olympics.
Oh man, America would be getting killed.
Sir.
They will. Oh my God, I don't think they would win any medals.
Con.
If they did, they would all be bronze.
Right.
I don't think they would have won no medals at all. Seriously. Because you look at it, I don't think, let's see, other than Jesse Owens, before that, I don't think they was really doing that good in the Olympics.
Wow, sir.
Like, for real. Hey, Halak, can you pick me up at Deuteronomy 7:3?
Con, sir.
The water.
Con.
Yeah, we have to separate from these people, you know. Just like in Deuteronomy 7:3, you know, he said, hey, thou shalt not make marriages with them, nor give their sons nor your daughters to them people. And which is true. And we shouldn't. Because number one, you contaminating and polluting your seed. You know, you have a what do you call that? A superior seed.
Right.
You know, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women, your womb is superior. Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian men, your seed is superior. Do not give your seed and do not give your womb unto them. You ain't doing nothing but polluting it. And I'll say it again. Anybody ever remember that movie, Pet Cemetery? That's what you're doing. That's Pet Cemetery right there. That's all you doing. Straight Pet Cemetery. So don't do it. Don't do it. Love your own. Appreciate your own. You got that for me, Halak?
Con, sir.
Go ahead, read that for me.
Con. Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 3. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them.
Go ahead.
Thy daughter thou shalt not give unto his son.
Go ahead.
Nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Right. Why would you want to do that? You know, that's food for your soul. That'll save your children. That'll save your bloodline.
Right.
You know?
That's right.
Everything that we teach in the ISUPK is food for your soul.
Right.
These law, statute, commandments are put here in place to save you, to feed you. So you won't do wrong. So we don't have to worry about going through slavery ever again. You don't have to worry about being fed. We don't have to worry about having our own land, our own rulership, our own country, our own everything. You know, when this feeds you, it'll prevent you from sinning. You know, he feed the Most High is feeding us. All right, pick me up at was it John 4 and 14?
Con, sir.
Slocky, is anybody on a conference call? Go ahead. All right, I got you down. Y'all about to show me outside Pakistan. How you doing tonight? I'm doing good. You got any questions, any comments? All right, all right. But yeah, hey, look, the Most High constantly feed us, and ISUPK is constantly feeding you. He's constantly giving you water, constantly, giving you something to drink, the thirst. You ain't got a thirst. You ain't got a hunger. Once you take this in and put it into your soul and you practice it and you do these law, statute, commandments every day and kill that old man and you every day, hey, look, Christ can go ahead and return. We gather ourselves together, Christ return, we get up out of here. Because everything that's going on right now, he's doing it for us. He ain't doing it for no other nation. He ain't doing it for no other people. He's doing it for us so we can get up out of here.
Right.
This will end our suffering. Go ahead. You got that for me?
Khan, sir.
Go ahead.
Khan, the book of John, chapter 4, verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
Right. Stop right there. Whoever drink of the water that he shall give will never thirst, and we don't. And ISUPK, we don't thirst. But we get this knowledge every day and we practice it. These law, statute, commandments. That's the knowledge. The knowledge of these laws. The knowledge of these commandments. And doing them every day. We practice these law, statute, commandments. We don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. We don't go to these other nations and marry them. We don't give our sons and daughters to them. Right. We build our own schools. We stick together, We do our own thing. And it feels good. And it feels so good. All right. Because when you're dealing with these other nations, all they trying to do is just get their foot in the door so they can take over. Right. And once they take over, they're going to initiate their own gods, their own laws, their own way of thinking and all that. And they little false doctrines and all that. Like, no. I know, we know you're trying to be sneaky and trying to sneak your way up in law. Right. This ain't the Christian church. Right. Ain't gonna be no Dylan roofs.
That's right.
Ain't gonna be none of that. You coming in here and bombing our and bombing our school because we let some heathens in. And speaking of which, you got these little fake cats out here, these, calling themselves, you an Israelite, but you saying, hey, y'all shouldn't be wearing that symbol, that shield, that Star of David. Why not? It's your family crest. Just because you scared of the rocket, you scared of these heathens. We're not scared. We know what this is. We know what this means. Right. And Christ give you that water. Hey, look, you ain't got to thirst. We ain't thirsty up in here. Right. We want that living water. We want to drink it. It may go down bitter. And it may go down good. All depends on how you taking it.
Come.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
It's like if I could, man, this is such a heavy scripture that you brought out. You understand? Coming from John 4:14, you understand, especially with the part about to never thirst. You understand? Right. It's so heavy because when you talk about understanding the law and really, really knowing the law, you understand, like our people, blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians have been searching. You understand? They have been searching for so long. They have just felt so lost. You understand? So it's like any new wave, any kind of sort of any ounce of compassion that might come from another nation. You understand? Right. Our people will essentially be like a leech to it. You understand? They will cling to it. You understand? Because they're so thirsty. You understand? It's that Stockholm syndrome. You understand? Especially how you tie this in with the interracial marriages. You understand? Because our people, when I hear about how black men want to date other women,
Right.
you understand? It's like, and you know, and that's outside of blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians. It's such a thirst. It's such a longing. You understand? Because like the black man will say, I've heard black men say that they will date an Edomite. You understand? Someone of a caucus persuasion.
Right.
You understand? Because they think that they feel that she's not going to be as argumentative. You understand? Like they think that she's going to be more loyal. You understand?
Exactly.
It's like, you see what I'm saying? It's like our people are longing. They're thirsty.
Right.
They're thirsty for that. You understand? But knowing that how these scriptures are in place, you understand, as food for us, food for thought.
Right.
You understand? Because now it's gonna change our mindset. It's gonna change our mindset. Now, because of these scriptures, we can have more pride in ourselves. You understand? We can have that real black pride, Native Indian pride, Latino pride. We can have Israelite pride, knowing that we actually have an identity. You understand? And that we don't need the other nations. We don't need the other nations to help us. We need the other nations to make us feel whole. You understand? Granted that they oppressed us for so long, but we don't have to depend on them like that, and to believe that, you understand, that they still love us, that they're going to have some kind of respect for us, some kind of compassion for us. You understand? But that's not true, because it's right here in these scriptures. You understand? And it's really going to feed our soul and really help us. You understand? Get out of this captivity. Salaki.
Hey, you know what? Hey, get that piece of hair. Hey, I like that. Exactly. You know, and that's the problem. We got to stop gravitating to these other heathen nations.
That's right.
You know, and that is so heavy that you brought that out, and this is what we need. You know, because a lot of us, don't like the truth. But hey, the truth, look, the truth will set you free.
Right.
You know, anything on the YouTube? Any comments? Any questions? All right, Khan.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
The truth is controversial.
Right.
You said you said a lot of us don't like it. You know, it can be controversial at times.
Right. And you're right. You're right about that. Because a lot of our people, they will come up against us, simply because we tell them the truth. This is the truth of the Bible. We didn't write this. All we doing is, telling what the Most High wants and don't want. We got priests and prophets up here. Hey, look, because I love the men above me. Because when I need correction, or if I got to get checked, hey, so be it. Let me get checked. Let me get correction. Let me learn these scriptures. Let me learn how to follow these law, statute, commandments, so I can be a better man. So I can teach you so you can be a better man, a better woman.
Right.
That's what they're in place, and that's what they're in place here for. That's what this book is for our learning.
That's right.
And with that, give me Salakia.
It's a little more on this verse, Adawan.
Oh, okay. Khan, go ahead.
Come on, sir. But the water that I shall give him, Salakia, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
Right. Because that water that he gives us is going to be with us forever. Right. These laws, statute, commandments, you learn them and you do them every day. You practice them. They'll never leave you. That's something you can pass on to your child from generation to generation, and it'll never leave. And even when you come back, you'll be taught again these law, statute, commandments and never break them. This well water, this good old water that you get inside you, that you drink, oh yeah, it'll be there forever, everlasting. You know, look how long this Bible has been throughout what? Decades, through generations, through decades, through centuries.
Right.
How long it has lasted. And if we follow these law, statutes, and commandments, we could be we go back to being the greatest nation upon this place of this planet.
That's right.
You know? And the sooner we do it, and the sooner we gather ourselves together and follow these law, statutes, and commandments, the quicker Christ can return.
That's right.
Because we down there in the World War III right now.
Right.
You know, so hey, look, y'all worrying about Thanksgiving, all these Christmas and these pagan holidays, piss on that.
That's right.
Listen to the men, these priests and prophets in the ISUPK, so we can get up out of here.
Right.
We got our own high holy holidays that we celebrate.
Right.
You know, which is righteous.
That's right.
Not these paganistic holidays. Pick me up at Matthew 5 and 17.
Come on, sir.
You know, and another thing, you know, with these laws, you know, hey, look, your brother is your neighbor. You're not supposed to be, your neighbor is not these other heathens. Like, just because you move into an oppressor neighborhood, that don't mean that that oppressor is your neighbor. You know, and in these black neighborhoods, you know, it's a shame that a lot of times we don't even talk to each other.
Right.
You know, we don't even want to help each other out. But hey, Christ said, hey, look, that's your brother. Love your brother as you love yourself.
Right.
Look how he loved us. You know, he didn't come and do away with the laws. The laws are still here.
That's right.
You know, your neighbor is that of your own people, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. That's your neighbors.
Right.
Not no Palestinian, not no Israeli, aka fake Jewish person.
Right.
Not no the oppressor, not no Asian Filipinos or none of that. But the Black, Hispanic, Native American Indians, that's your neighbors.
Right.
Got that for me out?
Come on, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Come on. The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 17. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or
Stop
the
right there.
Come on.
Christ saying to himself, and what that's in red, right?
Come on.
Right. Which means what? That Christ is speaking. He said he did not come to destroy the laws. He didn't come to the laws in the Old Testament. It's still the laws we got to follow today. From back then, today, to today, these are the same laws that we got to follow. He didn't say he came to destroy. You know, like the Christian churches want to teach, the laws are done away with. Except for tithes. You still got to pay your tithes, though. I need your tithes. But the laws is done away with. And here Christ himself is saying, think not that I come to destroy the law. And that's what, and I'm so glad that the word think is in there when he said it, because that's exactly what your Christian pastors think. All your who are your TD Jakes, Creflo Dollars, the laws are done away with. Don't listen to them Hebrew Negroes, Slovakia. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. I've been reading the Bible since I was a kid. I've been in Christian since I was a child, which don't mean a doggone thing. Right. Go ahead.
Come on. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets.
Right. The law or the prophets. Because if the laws is done away with, then that means, hey, all that the prophets did from back then don't mean jack. Right. So that means they did all that for nothing, huh? I seriously doubt it. Because the laws are done away with, there wouldn't be no Old Testament now, would it? There wouldn't be no prophets. That we wouldn't even know about the prophets in the Old Testament. Now, would we? We wouldn't know about Moses, Jeremiah, Isaiah, so on and so forth. Because if Christ came to do all that, then would we really need to be found? Would we really be needed to do Passover? Will we really be needing to practice fornication?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Adawan, that's so heavy. You know, when you think about it, if the law was done, if Christ came to do away with it, you know, not only would the nation of Israel be, you know, meaning blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians, be in a state of lawlessness, but
Right.
the whole entire world would be in a state of it would be even worse than it is today, right now.
Right.
You know, there wouldn't be. That's a lot to think about right there. You know, I yield.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Yeah, kind. But you know, hey, that's what's being taught. That's the false doctrines of the Christian church.
Concert.
And then when we talk about, you know, you got a lot of us talk about, you know, the Bible is fake. There is no God and all this, but yet they run and they want to become Egyptologists.
Right.
But you want to believe in their false gods and their false doctrines. But you want to go run and become a Muslim.
Right.
Then he said he shouldn't have no other gods before him. This is the reason why we destroy it, for lack of knowledge. This is knowledge right here. This Bible is nothing but straight knowledge.
Right.
You want to know about life? You want to have real knowledge? Get in this school, get in this Bible. Learn these scriptures. Because they talking about, hey, look, man, we got such and such, man. There's many books, man. Like, it's more than just the Bible out there. You know, we got all this other type of knowledge. But guess what? That other type of knowledge is destroying us.
That's right.
You know? You look at a lot of these brothers out here as being straight destroyed.
Right.
They think it's okay to smoke weed, which is against the Most High. They think it's okay to deal with another man's woman, which is against the Most High. They think it's okay. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna go sell drugs to my own people. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, because that's all a drug dealer is. He ain't nothing but a witch. Because what do witches do?
Cast spells.
Right. Cast spells, mix chemicals up, and that's all a drug dealer is doing.
Right.
Because that spell he's casting out, he's talking that same brother into buying his drugs.
Right.
And as that brother is listening to him, you know, he's falling for it. Them words, you know, what they call it, subliminal messages.
Right.
You know? And next thing you know, now he got this brother hooked on these drugs that he whipped up, just like a witch would do. Just like when you see watching them fairy tales and all that, when the witch is whipping up a wicked brew to destroy somebody, that's all a drug dealer is doing.
Right.
Oh, go ahead. You have something to say, Halak?
Nah, sir. But what do they call it? A magic potion.
Right. Sorry, anybody chime in? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, Sulakia.
Oh, go ahead.
If I could, you understand. Also, with the when it comes to the drug dealer, you understand how you talk about like the kind of potions that they come out. You understand that they've been essentially manufacturing and trying to convince people to take these drugs and to buy them. I've recently seen a video. There's a new drug that that's overtaking parts of Philadelphia. You understand? And they call it. It's called the nickname for it is Trank.
Wow.
Trank, and it's spelled TRANQ, and it's a combination of horse tranquilizers
Oh,
and
God.
fentanyl, right? Yes,
Right.
yes, you can look this up. It's a combination of horse tranquilizers and fentanyl, and it has people like in a tranquil state, or really in a zombie state, where you will have
Wow.
just a lot of people who are just literally just strung out. They're just they're laying all on the sidewalks, and some of are even a lot of them like they walk like zombies. They just stand around. They just stand around. They limp around, and they also, some of them, they just stand in place. They stand in place, and they just limp, and they're just it's
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
It's crazy. So yes, what you're bringing out is very heavy. You know what I'm saying, concerning the drug dealer. You know what I'm saying. Yeah, again, you can look this up. It's in Philadelphia, and the drug is called Trank.
I heard of that.
Called
God, oh,
Trank.
God, I heard about that. So they
this is-
walk.
And if I could, this is why this is what's so important about the ISUPK. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Giving this bread, this food for thought, this knowledge. You understand? Showing how things that are happening around the earth, and so around the
Right.
world, to our people, this is biblical. This is biblical. You understand? And we've been fighting against this for so long, since the ancient days. You understand?
Right.
But the ISUPK is here, just like the prophets were back then. You understand? To come against these principalities. You understand?
Right.
Because this is the warfare that's affecting our people. You understand? World War III is on its way. You understand? And that's going to affect them, those other nations. But right now we have our own wars to face. You understand? We have our own spiritual battles to conquer. You
Right.
understand? And the ISUB County Command Hunter is going to do that. Salakia.
God, hey,
Uh,
Most High in Christ, you ain't never lying about that. Right. And I heard about that Trank. So they like walking around like literally the Walking Dead.
Right.
Wow. You got something to say, Halak?
if I may, Adawan, I was just thinking on the effect that something like that could have on a pregnant woman. Who knows what type of birth defects, what type of problems that it could cause. The child to what type of birth defects that the child could have.
Right.
We know the crack epidemic was bad, but the drugs just keep getting worse and worse. Fentanyl itself will make you drop dead. But now
Right.
you want to combine it. Now you want to mix it with horse tranquilizers. I mean,
Right.
who in their right mind? Why would you do that to yourself? Why? In the name of recreation, in the name of partying, having fun, or whatever.
Right.
This is a wicked kingdom. I yield out of one.
Right. And you so right. And that's why we have to stay separate. And that's why it's so stressed about being separate from these other nations, because who do you think is bringing all these drugs into our neighborhoods? It's not us. We
That's
don't
right.
have the votes, to bring that stuff in. We don't have the factories to go make it. Now I know brothers that can make it at their home, but it ain't like it's like a big production, like a lot of these other nations would do it. And you are so right. We got any more on that?
Come on, sir. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Right. He came to fulfill. And how did he fulfill the laws? By showing us. When Christ came, he showed us. When you read in the New Testament from Matthew's on, what is it, from what, Matthew to to Revelations, right? You know, all from Matthew to Revelations, you know, he's showing us. You know, he showed us how to do the law, not just talk about the law, but to be about it.
Right.
Right. Was it Matthew, John, Peter, Mark? Right. You know, the first books of the New Testament. He showed us. You know, hey, look, this is how I'm gonna walk you through these laws, literally. Right. You know, he celebrated the Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread. You know, Feast of Dedication, all that.
That's right.
He showed us. That's how he fulfilled the law. He fulfilled the law when he was tortured and slain upon the cross for us. You know, that was straight true brotherhood right there. You know, that's why, look,
That's right.
Your brother, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians is your neighbor. That's who your people is. That's who your neighbor is.
Come on, sir. Salaki Adawan.
Go ahead.
That's so heavy what you're bringing out, you know. And if I may, you know, Christ, you know, he showed us how to be perfect and how to be blameless, you know.
Right.
And you know, and that goes out that goes out to all the Christian pastors and all the Christians that say you can't be perfect, you know, because in Matthew chapter 5, verse 48, Christ commands us to be perfect, you know, and it reads in verse 48, the last verse of chapter 5. It says, be the water out of wine.
Go ahead, you good.
Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
Right. Go ahead and break that down for us, brother.
Come on. So, you know, it is possible to be perfect, to be blameless. You know, that doesn't mean you're not going to make any mistakes, you know, but when you do something that is wrong, you know, you take it upon yourself to make that thing right. You know, if you got an issue with your brother, you know, you go to that man, you go to that brother, you know, and you make that thing right. You know, there's a precept that says, "Don't let the sun go down on your wrath." You know, get that thing right. You know, we all we got. You know, like out of one you just brought out, you said how Christ, you know, died for us, and what that's another example of him showing for us, because the scripture says, what greater love does a brother have? And I'm paraphrasing, you know, that a man lay down his life for his brother, you know.
Right.
And that's so heavy, you know, that Christ did that for us, you know. So, you know, if Christ can do it, you know, us brothers in the ISUPK, you know, we down to do it too. You know, I yield out of one.
Right. You know, hey, excellent. You know, and you're so right about that, because if you look at it, like we do that every day. You know, in this school right here in ISUPK, we lay our lives down for each other. You know, we down for our brother. You know, we'll protect our nation. You know, and when Christ came, when he fulfilled them laws and he showed us, hey, look, that's what the ISUPK is doing right now.
That's right.
You know, and once again, that's why we can't go to these other nations. That's why we have to be a brother to each other. We have to be a good neighbor towards each other. You know, we can't be selling drugs to each other. We can't be witches and warlocks. You know, we can't go to these other nations and worship their gods. As a matter of fact, get me Exodus 20:3.
Yes,
and Salaki, while he's getting that, if I could, it's very heavy what you're bringing out. It's very good as well, because everything I had you saying, you understand how Christ told us to be perfect, just as the Most High. You understand? the brother was bringing out how Christ was telling us, you understand, that we had a problem with a brother, take it to that brother. You
Right.
understand, to keep brotherhood. You understand. You brought out how Christ died for us, and you understand how he showed brotherhood because he thought about his nation, he
Right.
thought about his people. But ultimately, everything that you've been saying, which is so good, is so heavy, stems back to the law. Stems back to the law. You understand. And when it comes to the law, it is following orders.
Right.
It is following orders. You understand. So when Christ when he died for his people, Christ was ordered to do that.
Right.
You understand? When
That's
when Christ tells us, you understand, to, hey, if you have a problem with your brother, that's an order. That's an order from our King to
Con.
take it to you,
Right,
to take it to your
God.
brother. Go to their brother. You understand? Repair, amend the friendship. You understand? Keep brotherhood. You understand? Everything that Christ is telling us to do is an order. Everything that we're seeing in the Bible, these stories, you understand, these verses, these scriptures, all of these are orders. You understand?
Right.
And that's what that's the foundation. That's the foundation. Understand? The order, following the law. You understand? Because if you follow the law, you can be perfect. You understand? If you follow the law, you can keep brotherhood.
Right.
You understand? You follow the law, you can also get out of captivity. You understand? And if you follow the law, you can also
Right.
rule over the earth.
Con.
You understand? You understand?
Con.
All of this
Right.
you're saying, is the foundation of the law and to follow orders. You understand?
Right.
That's what we have to do. You understand? And that's again, you understand, everything that you bring out is just so heavy. You understand? It's good to have you back here. You understand? Teaching this. You understand? Because under Commander G and Hunter, you understand, the ISUPK is going to rule the earth. Why? Because we are following the orders. We're following the orders. You understand? Because the church is not teaching us this. The church is not
Right.
teaching us this. The church is not teaching us to follow orders. The church is not even teaching us order. You understand? The church is teaching us to follow your heart.
Right.
You understand? Whatever feels good. You
Right.
understand? Whatever emotion, whatever emotion you're feeling, more than likely, that's the right answer. You understand? We can't do that. You understand? We can't have men who just follow after their emotions. You understand? We can't have our women just following after their emotions and making rash decisions. You understand? Because when you just follow your emotions and making these rash decisions, guess what? Now that is lawlessness.
Right.
You understand? That is going against the law. You understand? How you said, like, now the law is not done away with, but of course you got to pay your tithes. And saying, if the law was done away with, then then why aren't we committing murders freely
Right.
and not trying to run from the police? You understand?
Right.
Because we know that this is wrong.
That's right.
We know that this is wrong. You understand? Like,
Exactly.
there is still law in place. So for any pastor who wants to say the law is done away with is an absolute fool. You understand?
Con.
And if they're not a fool, they're just ignorant to the
Right.
fact,
Con.
because they have been taught, this is what they have been taught, lawlessness. You understand? And who is the ultimate the person of lawlessness? The oppressor.
Right.
You understand? The oppressor is the one who is teaching us lawlessness, and he knows to teach us lawlessness because this will keep us from our most high power.
Right.
You understand? So if we can get back to the law, then we will be with our most high power and we can rule this earth. Salakia.
Exactly. Right. And you know what? And then following, someone said Salakia. Go ahead.
I was trying to see, would John 15:3 be a precept for what we were just bringing out just now, as far as the law still being in existence and to follow?
You said John 15:3.
Fine, sir. I can read if you like.
Go ahead.
John chapter 15, verse 13. 15 and 13. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you.
Khan. Because he did command us to love each other. Khan, you could precept that. Go ahead.
It's a little bit more. It says, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth. But I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you. So would that be the law that he's speaking of?
God, because he told us to love each other, you know, and he used the word commandment, right? Because that's what he commanded us. He commanded us to be a brother to your brother. He commanded us, hey, look, you know, that's your brother. You know, your brother being of your nation. Defend your nation. Fight for your nation. Fight for your brother. Defend your brother.
Salaki, if I could.
Go ahead.
Hey, Shalom,
Yeah, how about Shem Yahshua? Mashallah.
Yeah, good to see you back up there getting it on with
Hey, it's the water. It's good to be back.
Yeah, man, that's good. Hey, you rocking and rolling.
It's the water.
If I could jump in on that precept, like that's a heavy precept that brother brought out, because you also commanded to you live and die for your brother, man. You live and die for your brother.
Right.
This is what we have. This is what we have to do as a nation of people. You live for your brother. You die for your brother, man.
You know, especially the ISUPK.
Yeah, you know how we get down, though. You know what I'm saying? We live and die for our brothers in here, man. So I thought that was a heavy scripture. I wanted to jump in. I just got on. Sit back and listen, though. But yeah, good to see you back, man. Good to see you. You know what I'm saying? You up there looking good.
It's the water.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
So, good. Ah, man, that's good to hear.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going to sit back and chill out.
All right, Khan, I got you down.
Gotcha.
Go ahead.
Young man, Dave, checking in.
Khan, I got you down, brother. You got any questions, any comments? You good? All right, Khan.
Everything good.
All right. You put your phone on mute. You know, just say Salaki if you got anything to say. Chime in anytime. But Khan, you know, hey, look, we got to do for our people, man. We got to, you know, stick together as is commanded, you know, love one another. You know, not running to these other nations, you know, running to their other gods and stuff, because matter of fact, because of the Christian church, you know, we continuously worshiping this oppressor Christ, Caesar Borgias. And we're not supposed to do that. You know, we're not supposed to be worshiping no false gods.
Right.
Because he already said who changed the image, you know, of God into a lie. And you got that Exodus 20:3 for me.
Khan, sir.
Go ahead.
Khan. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Stop right there. Have no other gods before. What's the other gods that we got before us?
Salakia Adawan.
Go ahead.
Muslims, Buddha,
Right.
Caesar Borgia.
Right. Go ahead.
Salaki Adawan, if I may, there's a lot of the way we get down in this nation. It's a lot of other God worship that you do like on a daily basis. You know, worship of self when you do birthdays, worship of the Cupid and things like that for Valentine's Day and stuff like that. The Easter Bunny, Halloween, and everything. So it's just like
bring it out.
every one of those things is just another way for you to put something above him, and they have infinite number of ways to do that in this wicked nation.
Right. Anything to party and celebrate.
Kind of
Right. Hey, look, excellent. Right. And this goes back to Deuteronomy 7:3. Because why are we celebrating these paganistic holidays? Why are we worshiping Buddha and Muslims and all that? Because we get with these other nations. Right. Deuteronomy 7:3. Don't make marriages with these other nations. Don't give your sons and daughters to them. Because this the end result. We'll wind up worshiping other gods.
Right.
Right. Celebrating pagan holidays. And what did he say, Exodus? Go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm driving, but can I pull up a precept?
Go ahead.
I'll be paraphrasing.
Go ahead.
He said, I forgot the scripture, but it says you cannot serve two masters. Either you love one and you hate the other one.
Exactly. You can't serve two masters. And that's exactly what we're doing, Israel. And we need to cut that out. We don't have but one master.
That's right.
We don't have but one God, one power, I should say. That's the Most High. Yahweh in the Hebrew.
Want me to read that scripture, sir?
Go ahead. You got it? Oh, go ahead.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6 and verse 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve God and mammon.
Right, exactly. Exactly. You can't. It's the water for that out. And you can't serve God and mammon. You can't serve two masters. And I would suggest that you get an ISUPK, love God by following his law, statute, commandments, and say the hell with mammoth, because he ain't going to save you. He can't feed you because you're going to continuously be hungry. You're going to continuously be thirsty. Why? Because that's a false doctrine. Because you're going to always be chasing, just like a drug. Right. You're going to be chasing, and you're never going to be happy, and you're never going to be satisfied.
Right.
Because a lot of the times, the answers that you're looking for, it ain't gonna be what's the word I'm looking for? It ain't gonna be satisfactory. Coming out of ISUPK, you get your answer, it's gonna be satisfactory all the time. Right. All the time.
Come.
Because we're not just gonna tell you just know anything. We gotta let you know what the real deal is. We gotta let you know, hey, look, this means this. Hey, look, precept this with this. Research the words, research, what it means, everything. Everything's gonna get broken down. We're not just gonna just give you something to shovel it down your throat and be like, okay, that's it right there. We ain't gotta let you walk away. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm happy, I'm satisfied. And that's only to turn around and be like, damn. Like, hold on, how much sense did that just make? That's what you get with these other doctrines, these false doctrines, Christianity, right. Buddhism, Hinduism, becoming a Muslim, Islam, and all that. You're going to be constantly be like, wait a minute, because if you don't stop and think, like, hold on, how much sense does that make? Then I know you got to be, you can't be that brainwashed. You can't be that down and out.
So, like it, Adawan.
Go ahead.
I think one of their false doctrines, they believe something in the neighborhood of a bald-headed scientist. I forget what they say his name was. He created something. It is the most you know, it's just the most craziest, silliest thing that I've, almost ever heard. I think
Right.
it's Yaku.
Right. That's what you said, right? Yakub. Okay, Yakub.
Scientists in
Just
Africa
because
who
right.
white people from mixing humans with pigs or something.
Right, because he's supposed to have a brother Yakub and what was his brother's name? Akub or something like that. Right, Khan. Right, exactly. That's that. What's that cat? Malachi York. Right, he really had our. Oh my God, especially back in the '90s, he really had our people like just straight thrown off. He had them walking around blind, like, oh my God. And
Yeah.
his stuff was so confusing. When you read one of his books, you will get a headache, like literally. I remember I read one of his books. I'm not talking about like literally got a headache reading it because it gets so confusing. And you be like, wait a minute, trying to figure it out. I see, and that's another false doctrine, another false god.
Right.
You know, like what I brought out earlier about all the other different gods, and like Halak brought out. All these false doctrines and these gods that we chasing. And you see what they did in India. Hell, they threw out all their little gods. Took all them little god statues and threw them over the river. Right. So what's that telling you? You still gonna go and run and try to be Kanesh? Right.
If I may, Adawan.
Go ahead.
Like you, sir. Bring out this precept in 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33, sir.
Go ahead.
And it reads, For the Most High is not the author of confusion.
Right.
But of peace, as in all churches of the saints.
Exactly. And it's not confusing. When you come in here, you learn the Bible the correct way, the right way, it's not confusing.
Come on.
And I see why a lot of us is so confused coming out of that Christian church. When the Christians come up against us, it's not their fault. It's because they was taught by their filthy Christian pastors. And they was taught by some filthy Christian pastor because they went to seminary school. And what do you call that? Theological school and all that. So it's like they teaching what they was taught, but that don't mean you got to continuously go ahead and keep being taught that. That's the ISUPK is here for. To break that barrier, to break down these scriptures, to teach you the right way. That's what we're here for. That's what this school is for.
Sir.
All these false doctrines and all this confusion, and that's what's wrong with a lot of our people. They get so confused dealing with these Christian pastors and these false doctrines and run into these imams and all that. You got something to say, sir?
And so, like, if I could, before you get back to the scriptures, you're absolutely right. Like all these different gods, these different doctrines. This is what has us so confused. You understand? Like how you mentioned the Dr. Yaku. You understand? And and when you compare a doctrine like that compared to ISUPK. You understand? What do we say? Israel School Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? Everything we teach is very practical. I used to hear about. You understand about the Dr. Yaku, you understand, and how he created the Caucasus man.
Right.
He created the most dangerous weapon on the earth. You understand? And it's like wow. And when brothers would bring that to me, I would ask them. I said, wow. So now, if he created them, he should know how to destroy them.
Right.
He should know how to destroy them. Right.
Right.
So now, what's the problem? But then all we get is crickets. You understand? All you get is crickets. You know what I'm saying? You get confusion. You understand? And even when it comes to Christianity, you know what I'm saying? Like when we how Captain Cesario said, I've told brothers this as well. You understand? That there is a difference between Christianity and the Bible. You understand? Because Christians will say, "Oh, well, the Bible contradicts itself. The Bible contradicts itself." Well, if the Bible contradicts itself, then why are you following it?
Right.
Why are you following it? You understand? But that's what Christianity does. Christianity is the confusion. You understand? But the ISUPK, you understand, under Command Jihana is going to cut out all of that confusion. You understand? And you understand,
Right.
and take the veil, take the wool off our people's eyes.
Right.
You understand? So now they can really see and see the light.
Right.
You understand? See the light and really come into the truth. You understand? And not be so out in the darkness and not be blind and not be so used to being blind. You understand? Because how you mentioned, you understand, like, well, now if you know this is what it is, why are you still following it? And they follow it because this is what they have been taught as children.
Right.
They've been taught this as children, you understand? So now it's just like how when it comes to the alphabet community is trying to get our children, trying to normalize things. So now all the confusion that we can see, you understand? But now if you are a child and you come up in this confusion, it is normal.
Right.
And now it's nothing, it's normal and it's nothing new to you. And essentially like, this is all you know. This is all you know. You understand? That's what the alphabet community is trying to do, and that's what Christianity is doing to our people. It's that normalizing confusion. You understand? But again, the ISUPK Community Jahana is going to cut out all that confusion and show the practical knowledge of the Bible.
That's
You
right.
understand? And for so that blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians can follow it. You understand? Come back under Christ, under the Most High, and get out of this captivity. Salaki.
Come, sir.
Con.
Why?
Why? Right. That's a good question. Why is it's confusion, but yet you still listen to the pastor who's confusing you even more? Right. You know, why is you not getting out the Christian church if the Bible's so confusing? Not my God, not my Jesus.
Right. Oh God.
Right. Boy. But yeah, you know, we got to get out of this rut for real. We got to get out of this rut. Love your brothers, love your sisters, man. Sisters love your sisters. Brothers love your brothers. Brothers love your sisters. Sisters love your brothers. You know, and the Most High in Christ for ISUPK, for Commander General Yohana, for all the generals that stood by him, for not dropping their swords, for always bringing the sword back wet.
That's right.
You know, give them a hand.
Wow.
Lord. You know how many lives that they have saved? You know how many lives and families the ISUPK has saved? You know, just so with these scriptures alone. You know, learn these laws, statutes, commandments, to follow them, to practice them, to do them. It's not hard. It's not hard to do. As we always say, all you got to do is just not eat shrimp, crab, and lobster. All you got to do is not smoke cigarettes, not smoke weed, not do drugs. You know, these laws, statutes, commandments is placed in here for us.
That's right.
Just like food, for us, by us.
That's right.
You know, there's nothing wrong with these scriptures. It's just that you can't understand them.
Come.
The ISUPK is here to teach you how to understand them, how to break them down. That's what we're here for. Hey, brother, give me that one more time. Exodus 20:3.
Come, sir. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Right. We should not have no other gods. We shouldn't even be thinking about no other gods. We want to get up out of this slavery, follow these laws, statutes, commandments.
Right.
We return back to our own power, our own God.
Right.
And stop following after these heathen gods and these false doctrines. And like Rahab said, you know, it's more than just gods like Allah and all that. You know, like birthdays, worshiping yourself. You know, your drugs, money, your job, You know, if you care more and worry more about that, that's your God right there.
Right.
You know, you worrying about materialistic things and, you know, I got this, that, and the third. Ain't nothing wrong with having it. Ain't nothing wrong with working hard to get it. But just don't let it be your whole life.
That's right.
You know, don't put your people before it. You know, don't put your life before that.
Right.
Because it's nothing. When it'll still be here when you're dead and gone.
Yes, sir.
You know? That's why we cannot put these other gods before the Most High.
Come.
You know, we got to worship him. We got to do what he tells us to do. You have no choice.
That's right.
You know, he said he commands us to not eat shrimp, pork, crab, and lobster. He commands us not to fornicate, not to be adulterers, for man not to sleep with another man as he would a woman.
Right.
He commanded us not be laying down with beasts of the field. You know? You know, you got to love your brother, man.
Okay.
It's so important because it's time to get up out of here. It's high time that we come together. You know, that we initiate these laws into our lives so we can get up out of here. It's too close. It's way too close to fumble the ball now.
It's true.
You know, we in the red zone.
Come.
For real, we in the red zone. It's 1st and 10.
Come.
Baby, you know, hey, look, the Most High already got a plan to win this Super Bowl for us. You know, so hey, look, let's do this.
Come, sir.
Gotta get up out of here. All right, finish that up for me.
Come, sir. The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt not
Go ahead, can you hear?
come. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is come, sir.
Oh, go ahead.
Come, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth.
Right. And how do we do that? What's the graven images that we worship? The cross, that fake Christ on the cross.
Right.
You know, and don't you know any animal of the air? You know, birds. What do we do when we salute the flag? What's on top of the flag? What on a lot of them flags? What do you see? What's the symbol of the United States?
It's a locket.
The eagle, right?
Come, sir.
Oh, go ahead. You say something a lot.
That was heavy right there, Adawan. Because you're right, and you know what? At the top of the the Romans that they used to hold, they had that eagle too.
Right. Because that's all this is. Ain't nothing but a modern day Roman Empire.
Right.
Come.
You know? That eagle. Because a lot of times you do see that eagle on top of the American flag.
Come.
You know, saluting these flags and you know, the graven images like the cross and all that. And then you got what is it in the Catholic Church? What is that? The statue supposed to be Mary, Virgin Mary, Hail Mary, full of grace and all that crap. You know, that's all these other guys, all these graven images and, you know, and saluting and all that. Like, nah, you want to pledge an allegiance? Pledge it to the Most High. Pledge it to your own nation.
That's right.
You know, that's who you do it for. That's who protect your own people.
I'm right.
You know, is that it on that?
Verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them,
Right.
nor serve them.
God.
For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God.
Right. You think he ain't mad? Why you think we in slavery now? Getting beside ourselves, worshiping all these different gods, going to Mecca. What is that stupid what's that stupid thing they be doing? Picking up rocks, walking around a big rock, throwing little rocks at a big rock. Tell me that ain't confusion, and how retarded is that? Right. Was it a cobblestone? Right. I'm gonna take my trip. I gotta make my trip to Mecca. I'm a Muslim. I'm gonna go overseas. I'm gonna go walk around a cobblestone, pick up rocks, throw it at a pick up little rocks, throw it at a big rock, and then I'm gonna kiss the big rock. I'm gonna get in line to kiss the big rock.
It's like it, sir.
You can go ahead.
Sounds like a waste of money to me.
That's right. Exactly. A big waste of money. When you can just get up in here, that money that you spent to go overseas to do all that, you could have brought it up in here to help your people out, to help your nation.
God.
You know, we do got a food program. We got a homeless department, all that. Prison program. You know, that could have went to that to help out with the school, to help your people out, to help your nation. But you want to go spend it on another nation, for another nation. Ugh. All right,
Come
matter
on,
of fact, pick me up at matter of fact, if I can right quick, pick me up at Matthew 24 and 5.
Come, sir.
But yeah, you know, that's a waste of time, a waste of money, a waste of energy. You know, and look, the Most High in Christ, they love the hell out you, Israel. Because if they didn't, Christ would have never did what he did for us. And don't think he just got slain upon a cross. Christ was tortured. Understand, you have to remember, he had his hair ripped out, like literally, fingernails, toenails. He was getting whipped with whips with spikes at the end of them. Like when he got hit, it was like tearing his ribs and the meat off of his ribs. Like you can literally see his ribs in the inside of his body. Don't forget that. That's something that we should never forget.
That's right.
You know, Christ was, boy, he got tortured severely tortured. So imagine the pain he had to go through and then to have to carry his own cross and then being nailed to the cross. Do you know how strong and how much pain and anguish that he had to feel?
Yeah.
Anybody online? Any comments, questions? Any comments or questions online? All right, Con. You got that for me, Out?
Come, sir.
Oh, Slaki, hold on for a second. Hold on. Go ahead. Yeah, how about show me how sharp was the
Real heavy class you dropping on them. You know, a lot of folks don't know there's a secret group, you know, out in Italy, they call Codex Alimentarius, right? Out in Rome, Italy. They had a meeting in the 2000s where they decided the future of the world's food, right? The reason we see a lot of these diseases and sicknesses going up, what these devils did, they came together, had a plan in Italy with the Roman nobility going back hundreds, thousands of years, and it's one of the groups that they control, so-called the arm of the Illuminati, the Codex Alimentarius. They decided to water down the nutrition of the food that we eat every day, now from our cereals to our apples to our meats, it's a law in our culture that after 7 years that we don't till the land, we give it some time to grow and heal and have strong nutrients. That's why they say that, an apple from 100 years ago is like 100 apples today. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
The nutrients and the vitamins, it's been done, it's been cut down. So when we eat it, that's why men back in the day, females too, are a lot stronger. We were, physically a lot stronger. So they dumb us down, cut down our food, our nutrients. That's why our testosterone numbers are going down. The sperm count is going down. You know what I'm saying? They destroying our families. But Barakatah, Yahweh for the UPK. Because the spirit, is one West is going to lift the people, our brothers, give word to our sisters so we could, crush this oncoming onslaught, the oppressor, the devil, the Bible speaks of.
God. Right. Hey, that's a pretty heavy point you brought out. Because you look at it right, because our foods today, oh my gosh. You might as well just say it's been watered down. That food today, and that's a good, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up because we do have our own dietary laws.
That's right.
Right there in the Bible. The Most High told us what we could eat and what not to eat, and why we should and should not eat it. And you should know that, eating that pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, what do you get? High blood pressure. You get iodine poisoning. Right. A lot of us is allergic to shellfish. Right. The Most High know what he was doing. He's like, nah, I'm gonna make sure that y'all follow these law, statute, commandments about this, about the eating, what I told you to eat, not to eat. That's real heavy that you should bring that out because like, hey, you eat this is what's gonna happen to you. Like even fish. Like, I don't know, everybody thinks that okay, fish is good for you, but it's certain kinds of fish that we eat. Right. It's not every fish that we eat. Like we get what's that? Catfish. Right. It don't have no fins and scales. Got fins, it might not have don't got no scales though. Right. Like whiting, got fins and scales, perch, right. Bass, snapper.
Right.
Those are some of the fishes that we can eat. Like catfish, tuna. We're not supposed to be eating that. That's foods. That's fish we're not even supposed to be eating.
Right.
But hey, look, the oppressor, they making all this stuff out to be a delicacy. Steak and lobster. Have tuna fish and all this other crap that we ain't supposed to be eating. But hey, look. Unfortunately, we fall behind the heathens. There's the water for that, Azariah. Oh, you got that for me, out?
Khan, sir.
Go ahead.
Khan, sir. The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
Right. I just want to sidetrack right quick of what to go with that we shouldn't have no other gods before us, and that's what a lot of that's what you got a lot of cats out here doing. Look at Jim Jones. We follow Jim Jones, right. And look what happened. A lot of our people winding up dead, winding up being unalived. Right. Who else? What's the other Edomite? David Koresh. He had a lot of his own people. And I'm glad it was his own people. Most High in Christ, that was his own people that followed him. You know, you got a lot of these cats. You know, even online, we got a brother talking about some I'm Christ.
You're right.
You know, Mississippi. You know, what's that cat dude named Tyrone? He be online talking about some Israel is in Mississippi and cry.
Clown.
Right. Hello, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Con, sir.
God. Right. And that's when you got a lot of hey, look, we got to be careful out here.
Con.
You know, because I remember growing up, even back in the 80s, you know, there was false reports about, oh yeah, you know, the statue of the Virgin Mary was crying, and you know, right, and the statue of this Christ in this church, you know, it was bleeding,
right,
and it had, you know, the holes in the hands wasn't there before, and all this other crap. Like, man, come on, man, like seriously. And you got a lot of, you know, you got to be careful.
Con.
How about, you know, I'm Christ. Here I am. And Christ is warning us right here.
That's right.
He's telling us, hey, look, there's going to be cats coming in my name talking about, here I am. I'm Christ. Here I am. Come to the desert. Come here. Come there.
Right.
You know, follow me. You know, don't listen to it. I'm telling you right now. Because we're reading it right here, right now. This is what Christ is telling us.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Adawan, the Benny Hins. What the Benny is that his name? The healing.
Right, Benny Hinn.
The fake healing ministry.
Right. Yes. They claim they got the power of Christ. They can heal you and all this and that.
Right.
This, that, and the third. Like, nah. If that was the case, I would have went to him and had my eyes healed a long time ago. I wouldn't even be wearing no glasses right now. You know? Yeah, talk about so yeah. What's that one that wave his hand and everybody jump back like they falling out and all? That has been in too. Okay, that's been okay. Wow. Like seriously, you really think that man is actually doing all that? Do you really think that he actually believes in Christ and the Most High like that? Come on now, think about it. Once again, confusion.
Con, sir.
All right, go ahead.
Con. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
Right. And that's what they're doing. They're deceiving many. Many of our people are being deceived.
That's right.
Even up to this day. Because you got, what's his name? Reverend Price with his prayer towels. Right. You know, and selling little small and white in them little white bottles. It's supposed to be holy water. $1,000, and I'll send you a prayer towel, and you know, as a special gift, you get a bottle of holy water and all this crap. Like, I can just get a towel from my house. Right. You know, is that not false? Right. A false claiming, as they say. You know, I just want to sidetrack right quick. You know, because the Most High, what did he say in Exodus 20:3 again? Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. And that's what we're doing. Even going to these fake pastors, you know, these charlatans. Talk about they can heal you and all this and that. Even that is false. You know, but hey, look, once again, you know, hey, look, these are our brothers. These are our sisters that we got to raise up. Now we got to break them from these hold your peace for a second. Now we gotta break them from all these false doctrines, following these false gods, all these false religions. You know, we gotta wake our people up. We gotta come together, man. And Most High in Christ, once again, as always, for ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana, for this truth. You know, go ahead a lot.
Come, sir. I had a precept about the Most High warning us not to be deceived by these sheep and wolves clothing.
Go ahead.
Come. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 3. And through covetousness shall they with vain words make merchandise of you. You know.
Right. Wow.
And TBN, when I grew up at Adawan, you know, all my aunties, the TV used to stay on TBN.
Right.
Oh
man.
You know, a pledge, $100 pledge. You know, put your hand on the TV screen. You know, if you want to get healed.
I remember that.
They were always raising money at Adawan, TBN. You know, all 24 hours a day. You know, and so many of our women in our families, and I can testify. You know, the women in my family, they've sent so much money into TBN, and TBN, they constantly, you know, promote supporting the Israelis.
Right.
You know, send money. They always try to get you to pledge and send money over there. So not only is America sending billions of dollars, not only is our government sending billions of dollars over there every year, you know, we can't forget the Christian networks. The money they raise millions of dollars for the Israelis also.
Right. Because, you know, for them, you know, they get the, you know, that's like a donation for them. So, you know, they get that back at the end of the year for doing their taxes, for donation. Right. You know, so ain't no telling how much they getting back. Right. But you're right. I remember that TBN.
Right.
I always talk about put your hand on the TV, and you know you'll get a blessing, and you'll get you know, prayers and all that.
Right.
I remember that.
So one more thing, so like if I may, Adawan.
Go ahead.
I was so bad. My mother used to get the little prayer cross from TBN.
Oh wow!
And she used to put it in my shoe.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't.
She used to put it in my shoe up underneath the padding in my shoe.
Right.
It never worked though, Adawan, because I always got it. I stayed in trouble. You know. So.
Wow. Con. So much for that, huh?
Con, sir.
Right. And you know, and like you said earlier, you know, like, you know, this truth, it is controversial. And our people should not be getting mad. They should be exasperated. What's that word? Excited. They should be excited about this truth. They should be excited about when we come out there on them street corners. Right. You know, they shouldn't be, don't get mad at us. You know, if you want to get mad at the Most High. These are his words. You know, we just interpreted them. We just letting you know what he said, what we need to do. But even still, you can't get mad at him because he made your black. He made you. Matter of fact, get me Matthew 5:22.
Oh, God. The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause.
Right. Stop right there.
Come on.
Y'all get mad at us without a cause. Y'all get mad at us for no reason. Because we're, number one, we bringing out your wickedness. It's convicting your spirit. Well, when we bring out about not being hoes, about not being drug dealers, drug addicts, it's convicting your spirit. And you know that's wickedness of what you're doing. You know you shouldn't be out pimping our women. You know, our women, you should know you shouldn't be in a strip club stripping for money. That's another form of prostitution anyway.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, a lot of them women, they wind up, you know, if the price is right, they'll go sleep with, if a man offers them the right amount of money, they'll go sleep with that man. Straight from the strip club. Right, exactly. Or right there in there, right. The water. And you sure enough right. Straight up in the strip club, like seriously. You know, you should not be getting mad because we tell you not to help destroy your people. Because you get mad because you don't like the way we talk about the oppressor. You know, all these other heathens. Because we letting you know that they don't love you. You know, for you, for a lot of you, it's give them a chance. Give them a chance. Man, they've been having a chance since we was brought over here. Right. You know, we've been behind enemy lines since we was ran out of Jerusalem in 70 AD.
Right.
When we ran down into Africa, trying to hide down in Africa, when they rounded us up. When we was in Africa, we was behind enemy lines. What did they do? They round us up. When we got to them on a slave ship, we were behind enemy lines. When we got to America, we were behind enemy lines. You know how long from 70 AD up till now, we've been behind enemy lines.
That's right.
It's time that we get up out from behind enemy lines. We need to fight our way from behind enemy lines. Fight for this kingdom. You know, forget your lust. Lust for the kingdom. Lust for Christ to come back. Lust to follow these law, statute, commandments in this Bible. Lust after that. That's what you need to be doing. You know, run like you the Flash up in the ISUPK. That's right. Because I mean, hey, look, all these other nations, you know, they gathering together. You know, they already said, hey, look, every nation is gonna run back to their own. Right. They're gonna run back to their own country. Where do you got to run to? So-called black man in America, right. Native American Indian. Where you gonna run to? Go ahead.
The water, real heavy points is dropping today, you know, and if I may, right? I got just found this new show someone recommended to me called The Boys, you know, on Amazon, and it's about this group of mostly Edomites, right, with superpowers like Superman, Batman type of powers, and they pretty much running the world. But secretly, these people are unaliving people. They're doing schemes, conspiracies.
Right.
They're pretty much like the mafia, right? But everybody sees them like Superman and Batman, heroes. So, for those of the truth, we have ISUPK. We know that's a comparison to the founding fathers, the superheroes of America, right? They pretty much like gods in the eyes of children growing up.
Right.
Until we found out that George Washington was a liar, and he did chop down a cherry tree. You know, he chopped down our hopes and dreams as well, right? And so the comparison is, right, these superheroes that are like gods and heroes, like the Flash, right? You know, like the person, he's a vagabond. He'll run, or he doesn't run. He'll run away from himself, run away from the past, run away from the truth. You know what I mean? Nobody, you know, he's like the Flash. You know what I mean? Salakia.
Right, exactly. I know exactly what show you're talking about. Well, God, exactly. And that's what they have taught us in history. And it's so heavy that you should bring that up because, you know, they talk about that's our founding fathers. How are they our founding fathers? You know, we were slaves. That's your founding fathers. That's your heroes. You know, because I didn't find my heroes till I became a grown man. You know, the generals and the captains at ISUPK, the officers. You know, I never thought I'd be sitting up in here teaching class, being on the street corner, speaking on the podium. Hey, look, brothers, y'all get up in here. You know, become young men, troopers, and priests. Help wake your people up. You know, I'm glad that I'm in here. I'm glad that I'm an officer, that I'm able to do this job, the work of the Lord.
Come.
You know, you got something to say a lot. Go ahead.
I just say, Most High Christ.
You know, so right. So, you know, and don't, yeah, you know, so stop being angry at your brother. You know, stop being angry at the men of the Lord, the priests and prophets, and the ISUPK. We love you. That's why we out here doing this. This is our job to do this. You know, you can't be angry with us. Don't be angry at us. Be angry at who you're supposed to be angry with. And that's the oppressor. You know, that's the man who brought drugs into our neighborhoods and guns. That's the one who, you know, decide that, hey, look, you know, we ain't gonna let you get no type of what do you call that? No loans or nothing. We're gonna let you help build up. We ain't gonna let you start your own business. We'll let foreigners come in. You know, we'll give them loans. We'll let them build up little businesses and stores and set up stores in your neighborhoods. You know, and they ain't making it no better because when you go into a store, what happens? What's the first thing they do? Accuse you of stealing. They want to watch you. You know, and like a brother said a while back, Latasha Harlins, when that sister was killed by that Korean lady out there in California, I pray that she winds up being her slave in the kingdom.
Come.
You know, for real. So go ahead, read that for me again.
Come. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Right. You'll be in danger of the judgment. What's the judgment? The judgment is the punishment of the law. You go out, you kill your brother for no reason because you mad at him. What? Because he stepped on your shoe? And even though he apologized, you still mad. You still want to fight your brother. You still want to do harm to your brother because you want to go out and you want to sleep with your brother's woman. You know, hey, that's wicked. You know, but then you can't get mad at that man because he does harm to you because you sleeping with him because he caught you sleeping with his woman. You know, so you can't be mad. No, don't get mad at your brother. Forgive your brother. Talk to your brother. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to love your brother as Christ loved us. As a matter of fact, get that scripture for me, brother.
Come.
What?
Come, sir.
You know, Christ commanded us. You know, he told us, hey, look, love your brother. You know, you got an art with your brother, you know, go talk to him. You know, forgive him 70 times 70. You know, Christ commanded us. He told us what to do and how to treat each other. And what is a commandment? A command is something, hey, look, I command you to do that. That means you better do that.
Come
You got that for me, Op?
on, sir. If the book of Ephesians, chapter 5 and verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
Right. You know, Christ gave himself. He's telling you, love your wives. Wives, love your husbands. You know, and how do you do that? By giving yourself to the church, by giving yourself to these law, statute, commandments.
Right.
You know? And what is a woman's job? What's the law for a woman? To be a servant, a helpmeet.
Right.
You know, to not observe, to try to observe authority.
Right.
You know, sit down quietly, listen.
That's right.
You know, well, I should say, don't try to teach. You know. Do I have any questions? Any comments? Anything on any comments? Any questions online?
Salaka, sir.
Go ahead.
Real quick, you know, when you were bringing out, you know, telling our people to, you know, don't be upset with your brother, you know, be upset with the oppressor.
Right.
Direct, that righteous anger, you know, where it should go.
Right.
I just wanted to say, and that goes to you Palestinians too. Be mad at who you should be mad at. You know.
That's right, exactly.
Don't be trying to use us as scapegoats.
Right. Because we surely is not your scapegoats. You is not going to keep coming to us thinking that it's going to be okay just because you see what the pale man does to us over here and how these other nations treat us. No, we ain't going for that. All you heathens out there, be warned, because I'm telling you right now, the Most High is not going to play with you. He already laying the hammer down on you. And it's going to get even worse. You know, we is not them. We are not the fake Jews. We are not Israelis. We are the true Israelites. And the thing about it is, y'all know that. Right. Y'all know exactly who we are. You just want to use us as a scapegoat. No. Your war is over there. Be mad at the people who's bombing your people. Black, Hispanic, and American Indians. No, we're not your enemies. And with that, do I have any comments, any questions online?
If I may.
Go ahead.
The water, real heavy points bringing out, brother. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people think like these Israeli camps are all powerful and all loving and all that, but it's recently came out that they got people amongst themselves, the so-called chosen, the holy people, that they want to have a civil war amongst themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if I could, right? And they got high-ranking members amongst their own people in Israel plotting right now to wipe out the left. You know, the so-called conservative movement. You know what I mean? They're going to take out their own people. You know what I mean? They got plans right now. Like, you know, they have like N-word lovers over here. But they have a different name out there, right? If you there was one of them who was married to a Gazan or whatever. Like they actively, you know what I mean, making plans to take that person out, shut them down, you know, unalive them if they could, right?
Right.
So this gone to a, you know what I mean, to a deep point where we thinking that these people are high and mighty, holy, but they're like rats amongst themselves, you know. And, you know, this is a small few that even understand our plight. It's something to tell me that I'm a Jew.
Right.
It's very rare. But that's Salakia.
Okay, no sweat. And that is so true because look, they ain't gonna tell us everything that's going on over there.
Right.
You know, so I wouldn't doubt if they're having internal disputes among themselves. Most High in Christ for it. Hey, it's the water for that ox.
Con.
You know, if there's nothing else, go ahead.
Oh, Salakia. What's the Most High in Christ?
Oh,
Hey,
most,
class, the water.
hey, it's the water. It's the water. All right, and with that, I pass the class over to Police Officer Hadar Amar.
Good class. All right. It's security announcements. We have ISUPK start our 1 West, Huntsville and Fishery Hall, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When new brother and sister come to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They're to be saluted only. They hit to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if the brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must give permission from the head to speak to that brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Ties. Within the commandment come from the book of Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21, and also the book of Malachi, chapter 3, verses 8 through 10, which means tip in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any priest the Lord gives you gets to the treasury department or the teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you like to give. Upcoming holy convocations will be the Feast of Dedication, the Feast of Hanukkah, you understand, taking place December 7th. December 7th, a span of 8 days, you understand? And the reference will be from 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verses 52 through 61. All right. And also a reminder for any for all the brothers and sisters, you know, sent to check the bulletin board in the hallway for any other details. All right. Also, if any brother wants to be a trooper to school, start wearing all black. That's boots, shirts, pants, headbands, and war scarves. And also, if you could, try to remember to Google the address and say put it in your master if you ever come to school. That's 3353 Glenwood Road in Decatur, Georgia. You understand? And if you can't get to the school, you understand, you can always just look it up in your maps and put a review, understand, help out the school for that rhythm. All right. And with that, we'll give a courtesy salute for the teacher. Ministro, Imagine. About spot. Imagine. Rock. Yahweh And what we just said in Hebrew, may the Most High bless you in the name of Christ. Yahweh Matah, hands down. All right. We'll also give a courtesy salute for the sisters online. Men of Israel, Abam Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat Alathan by Hashem Yahweh. And what we just said in Hebrew, for the sisters, may the Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yahweh Matah, hands down. Class dismissed.
I got you.
For so long you've been sighing and crying, begging for justice, and here the Lord is bringing you justice right here to your streets.
City eyes.